Yes. So, and that's what I really appreciated about M&R is they're like, well, we really have bought into the SGI, the success group, like that. This is what we want.
Yeah.
And because it's not just, I mean, obviously we're growing the business, but it's also, if they're going to pay this amount to get this replaced or whatever, we want to offer them the best service.
Yeah.
So we want all of our people, whether they're sales, technicians, call takers, to be like, hey, this is what we can do for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, yeah, there was definitely a lot of that. And I remember they sent me to my first SGI training in Texas,
Okay.
of course, Dallas.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I've never thought of sales this way. Like, never. Like,
Value-based. It's not just hard, it's value.
it's not just, well, let's go ahead and see what you can sell today. It's like, this is how you present to a client, and this is how you find out what their needs are.
For sure. So you've been to Service Essentials?
Yes.
What else? Is that the only one, or have you been on?
I've been to two different. It was a Dispatch for Profits, and then it was Service Essentials.
Very. Yeah, that's interesting. So you got to see how that side.
Yes.
That's great. I think, and tell me if you're wrong, when you go to training, it helps with buy-in, right? You get to see what the owners and managers see, right?
It does.
You get that full picture.
Oh yeah, and then when you go to those trainings and the bosses are right there next to you, learning and diving into the same material, you're like, oh, this is across the board. This is what we should be doing. And then you go to a place like Texas or Florida or DC, and you see thousands of contractors with plumbing, roofing, and they're all trying to live by those values. And I was like, wow, that's actually really cool.
Yeah. I think you mentioned it a minute before we hit record. It's neat to be able to talk to other people that do what you do in different markets and learn little, tips and I'd say tricks, but little strategies, right? We're not tricking anyone, but but just how to communicate better or talk, handle an objection better. It's a cool place to be in.
Yeah. Well, and it is. And the thing is none of us ever know everything. So it's good to always be acting like a sponge and soaking in what you can.
Yeah, absolutely.